play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 23. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Watch tight, tight ends right. Watch tight, tight ends right.
Alert. 14, got it.
Watch the ship, watch the ship. Watch the ship.
Now it's Wilson. It's caught, Lockett. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. That catch certainly easier than the one Tyler Lockett made in the back left corner of the end zone in the Thursday night win over the Rams in Week 5. My goodness, that was incredible. In fact, the advanced metrics called it the most improbable catch in the NFL in the last 2 years. And if for some reason you missed it, look it up. Pretty impressive.
14.
On 3rd down, Wilson. He's got Lockett. That one goes for 24 yards.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that 1st down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Wilson. Now he'll escape to his left. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the field.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
To throw on 3rd down, Wilson. And that will be incomplete. Anthony Brown right there to knock it away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Wilson in the offense not coming off the field. They're going for it on 4th.
Check it back.
Hey, alert.
54, Mike. Check it.
They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat. Well, I guess they wanted to get that touchdown right back on their first drive, but failed to do so.
And what they have to be careful of is pushing so hard to stay right there, to stay even with their opponent, that they gas themselves out. You know, it's almost like horse racing. Sometimes you don't want to take your horse right to the front and let them do all the work and then someone catch them at the end and pass them up. You want to make sure you moderate what you're doing along the way and then go for the big finish.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott 46 yards. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Carson. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Carson, who is a 1,000-yard rusher a season ago, has picked up the pace this year after a slow start. 3 straight 100-yard games. Most recently, Week 6, 124 yards and the game-winning score in the 4-point win over Cleveland on the road. On 3rd down, it's Carson. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion.
And the Seahawks, first down.
What? 315.
Shoot.
Play.
That's it.
36 power.
Here we go. Check. 48.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and the interception.
Get ready.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. A tale of 2 extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite.
On 2nd down. It's Elliott, and he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. He'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. To throw is Prescott. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Cooper was the target there. It had been a near-perfect beginning to this football game. Already a double-digit lead first quarter, but their first misstep.
And you know how it is, partner. Sometimes when everything's going right, you start to feel like you can do just about anything you want on the field. This one didn't work out. If I were him, I'd go to my defensive captain and say, pick me up, my man. Help me out.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week. He's smiling. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Let's go. Mike,
Now it's Wilson. And a completion to Wilson. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 44-yard line.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Wilson. This will be caught by Brown. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon. He got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And 10 at the 32-yard line.
$21-0 our score after 1. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now a give, right side. Carson, and he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. Now he's forced out left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. Wilson throwing quickly out to Lockett. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, let's get sack lunch.
Bang up, bang up, bang, bang.
Stop your whining.
Gun.
I'm going to come back to you.
One left.
To you. Check 48's the mic. Check 48's the mic.
On 2nd and 7, Wilson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson doing it himself from 9 yards out as they are now on the board here in the first half. Down 3 scores already. This game was really in danger of getting away from them. They needed a drive like that, especially on the road.
Not only to calm themselves, but maybe tamp down the crowd a little bit because everything was against them. As you noted, this game could have gotten away from them very easily, but instead, the calming drive, now they have a little bit more confidence. Okay, we're back in it. All right, we're ready to go. That was impressive.
And the defense now needs to reciprocate. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. From the 31, Prescott, and an alley to run. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, and his first carry of the game right there. He had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well. A first down carry by Elliott. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12 at the 36-yard line.
There we go. Sliding.
Mike, 49. Tackles.
There we go. Kill. 26.
On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. And that's Elliott, complete. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now Prescott. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Fair catch called for and collected right at the 10-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks. Speaking of Disley, not sure that the Seahawks really knew what they had in this guy. In his 2nd year now out of the University of Washington. If you remember back to his rookie season, a knee injury really cost him most of that year. But he has come back to be a huge part of the Seahawk offense, catching 4 touchdown passes in Seattle's first 5 games. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
On 1st down, Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 1st down Seattle on a pickup of 13.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Here's Wilson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. Well, the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
This is Elliott. And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 11 yards there, 1st down. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Flush to his right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Randall Cobb, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Kill. 27. Under.
From the pistol, here's Elliott. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. He's got his target. It's Kyle. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down.
Double count right here, double count.
This is Carson. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Being chased out left. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. All right, CD, let's have a little fun. Now that we're into October, I'm going to give you some AFC teams. You tell me quickly, contender or pretender. You ready?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, let's start in the East. Buffalo.
Contender for a wild card spot.
Okay, how about the Chargers?
Pretender.
AFC North, the Steelers. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here.
SOS. Under 10. Zebra.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Here's Austin. That's a 49-yard punt, 8 though on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened-up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Prescott to throw this time. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break.
Let's get it.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This one fielded at the 5. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. Hey. You got 3. 48.
From the 27, Wilson. He's got a man on the crossing route. That's more. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 16 yards, a first down.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
Big stop, D. Big stop.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the keeper, and it'll lead to a second down.
Some good, strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
Keep in mind they can still get a first down here as they come up on 2nd and inches.
49, check 49, check 49.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
27.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later. Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Kill.
I got him. Check three.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. First target, first catch, and a first down.
And the key number on that play, 3. Third play of the drive, 3rd down, spectacular catch, turns into a first down.
First down saves him from a 3-and-out. Now Elliott, and an alley to run. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Move. Out. 3 down. Out. Hey, switch it.
Again, it's Elliott. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On the draw, it's Pollard. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
I'm coming after you. Hey, kill. Switch.
Here's Pollard again, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
On 3rd down, Elliott. And, boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Call it a 4-yard pickup, but it leaves him a few inches short here on 4th down. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that will extend their lead even further. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
This one taken from the 7. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He puts it on the ground.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. That's good for 28 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to...
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And Xavier Woods with a pick. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. Okay, now I want to revisit what we were doing earlier, contender versus pretender. We did the AFC. Let's rock the NFC here, starting with the New York Giants.
Pretender, but much improved.
Okay, NFC North, how about the Vikings?
Contender, no doubt about it.
Carolina in the South, what do you think there?
Contender and ascending.
Okay, the quarterback play has become a good thing for them. Finally, out west, how about the Arizona Cardinals?
Pretender. The division's just way too tough. There are 3 teams better than them.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 19-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
All day, every day, any day.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And the result here the same as the last play. Another tackle behind the line of scrimmage by this Seahawk defense.
It's a loss of a yard, bringing up 3rd and 12.
Back now in Arlington. It's the Cowboys with the football. They'll be looking to tack onto their lead as we get set for the 4th. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Here we go, 46, 46. Alert 3. Kill. Off. Hey, turn it up. 26.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And that is incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensive.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Randy Gregory getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. To try again after the sack, Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Now Wilson. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure.
And he will go down. A Cowboys sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here.
Let's go double count right here, double count.
Operating from the gun, Wilson buying time to his left. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing is Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Chidobe with a pick. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive, and he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. In on the stop, it was the UCF product, Shaquem Griffin.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Beamer Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Prescott. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. Now it's Lockett. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field.
Alert. Go 14.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. The Notre Dame man, Jalen Smith, able to get a hand in and knock it away. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Steps away to his left. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. DeMarcus Lawrence picks up his second sack of the afternoon. The Seahawks will go for it. It's Wilson. And this is caught. He hits more. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18. Felt compelled to go for it there on fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a fourth down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done as you noted, and they did.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf, 33 yards. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Myers connects on the PAT, and that will get him one closer. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They've been pretty anemic on this side of the football in the second half, just 3 points. And you just saw the touchdown go the other way. So it's a 2-score game. We're not done here yet.
I think everyone's on the edge of their seats now because they're anticipating what's coming. And I sense that everyone in the stadium knows they need to keep it on the ground. So if you're going to do that, hope the quarterback is stretched a little bit. Some bootlegs, right? Some fakes inside, getting out to the perimeter. Those might be open for him.
So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. A 20th carry here for Elliott. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Out now comes the Cowboys punter. He's been terrific so far. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
This time, Wilson will throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. Tried to go for the big one there on second down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now this time he'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And I think we'll probably see him go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. First down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Let's go, D. Mike, 55. Check, 55. 25.
Throwing now is Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
To throw is Wilson. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wilson to the right side and complete to Metcalf. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. Now Wilson to the end zone, but it's incomplete. David Moore, the intended target, but now it'll be 3rd down.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not give it up 6.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Myers' kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So the field goal means we're back to a 1-score game, but with no timeouts left, I think this has to be an onside kick.
I like your analysis there, partner. I think you're right. You need the ball back. That's probably your only avenue.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Well, taking that knee, maybe just a sigh of relief. They withstood a big fourth-quarter comeback. Able to hold on, though.
Certainly looked like they had things going their way, didn't it? In the fourth quarter, they had to just hold on. As you said, furious assault on them, but they were able to get it done, take a knee, and head to the locker room with a win.
So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say he caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed.